Welcome back to News Now on PNC. The Guam Waterworks Authority had some major breaks over the weekend that resulted in water outages in 3 different villages. 2 breaks happened down in Tumon on Saturday, one across from the Reef Hotel and one down near the Sandcastle. This caused a water outage in some areas and some low water pressure in others from about 8 a.m. to about 6 p.m. on Saturday. There was also a main breakdown in Arahan last night, which was fixed this morning. A booster pump problem caused a water outage to some houses along Cross Island Road in Santa Rita yesterday as well. GWA PIO Heidi Ballendorf tells PNC that their new general manager, Mark Miller, is ready to tackle these and other challenges of the agency.
All of these things make for a perfect storm of water issues, which I'm happy to say that our new interim GM, I just came from a meeting with him, and he's already really busy at work focusing on these issues. And we hope in the next 30 to less than 60 days, we'll be having this interview down in Santa Rita where we start to fix some of these problems.
Ballendorf says that GWA will soon spend $700,000 on repairing some of the old lines in Santa Rita that have been giving the agency problems. The replacement of these lines should be done before the end of this year.
It has been almost 2 weeks since their son, Felipe Regis, was murdered, but Ike and Frances Chargaloff say they are still in shock with their son's death. In fact, the couple is finding it difficult to pay for their son's funeral services.
I miss my son. I miss so much.
It's a pain no parent should ever have to feel, laying your child to rest. To add to that pain, the Chargaloffs at one point didn't know whether they could even have the proper funeral services for Felipe Regis, who was murdered on February 17th. Police say Regis was fatally stabbed by Fred Issy John during a drunken fight. But Ike and Frances Chargaloff say it wasn't the first time John had threatened their son. The two were living in the same compound in Machinao Derido.
This is the 3rd time. The first, second, they came out to give him a chance.
Yeah, to give a chance.
But he accepted a chance, but again, he did it. So we told him to come and stay with us.
Yeah.
But he did. He stayed with us for one night, and the next day, I guess the boss talked to him. They both agreed, and
the total cost for their son's funeral services is over $4,000, and for Ike and Frances, it's an amount they cannot afford. So they went to GovGuam agencies for some help.
I went through revenue tax. They cannot release
Your tax refund.
my tax refund. They said they cannot release any emergency tax refund because it's already, that's the law. Yeah. So I didn't want to argue with that, so I went to the governor's office and I talked to them, and they also gave me the same.
It was through the help of the community, Ike's employer, and many friends and family that they were able to come up with, at first, $1,600, which is $600 short of the $2,200 they needed to pay for Regis's cremation. The family went through with the funeral as planned, still unsure at the time whether they would be able to proceed with the cremation. It was through the generous donations of those who attended the funeral that they were able to come up with just the right amount. $615 to have their son cremated. How many people showed up to your son's?
Oh, it was very surprising. I was overwhelmed. I even cried because, you know, the show up, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
And the family still owes the San Augustine Funeral Home over $2,000, but they say they are grateful to them for allowing them to cremate their son, even though they weren't able to pay for the entire service.
The popular bento boxes from California Mart are back. The store moved out of GPL in September and reopened across the street last week. PNC's Betsy Brown tells you what the Korean-owned market has to offer.
After being closed for several months, California Mart has reopened not far from its former location. The Korean market, owned by Tae Hong and Yoo Sok Min, can now be found next to Elite Bakery in Tamuning. While the new building is only about a third of the size as the old one, employee Aga Akane says the store is pleased to offer many of the same products as before.
Our products are the same. As you can see, we have everything, all fresh produce. We have the locally catched tunas and all the sashimis and stuff like those. And we maintain our customer service, we maintain our low prices as well.
Also back with the reopening of California Mart are lunchtime favorites, the sushi and bento boxes.
The most important thing is we are the ones preparing it for people.
California Mart flies in fresh fish, strawberries, persimmons, and other produce from Korea 2 times a week. They'll also be opening a coffee shop in the new location soon. Betsy Brown, PNC News.
All right, thanks Betsy for that report. Let's check in now with Joanna O to find out what's going on with weather.
Happy days and buenas noches, Guam. Inanu si Joanna O. Welcome to PNC's weather forecast on this day of March 2nd, the first Monday of the month, also known as Guam History and Heritage Day. This marks the beginning of Mes tomorrow, and it also seems like it marks beginning of going back to normal dry season, as you might have seen pouring rain today. NWS, however, continues to say expect relatively dry weather through most of the week. Let's go take a look at weather. Expect partly cloudy skies with isolated showers tonight, but throughout tomorrow it will be mostly cloudy with isolated showers due to trade wind surge coming. Then on Wednesday, expect mostly sunny skies during the daytime and partly cloudy night skies, all with isolated showers, which means we're looking at increase in moisture. That's good, and a 20% chance of rain. Winds will blow towards east at norm of 10 to 15 miles per hour tonight, but as high pressure is approaching from northwest Pacific, winds will increase, as you can see, up to 20 miles tomorrow and 25 on Wednesday. 25 miles per hour is not only expected to bring breeziness, but possibly some advisories, so keep an eye on the weather. Fortunately, temperatures are staying at norm of upper 70s to 80s range on Guam and mid 70s to 80s range on Saipan. That's it for me, but stay tuned for both Blake Watson on Sports and for the first episode of Historia y Islata, which will be aired right after the news. Viva Mes tomorrow!